I'm going to warn you right now, this vlog is awful. It is absolute dog shit. It's amazing when life has a sense of irony, isn't it? The last video I made was all about asking why do bad things happen to me, and in the time between that video and this video, lots of bad things happen to me. You might be wondering why I'm standing in front of this incredibly poor green screen. That's one of the bad things that happened to me. I'll talk about that in a second. But before I just bitch and moan for like 5 minutes, I think it would probably be worth doing a PhD update. Maybe I should have its own theme music. Last time I talked about running code parallelization to speed up the efficiency of my program, which is probably going to sound massively confusing to anyone who's new. Basically, I was trying to speed up this piece of computer code which I was running as part of my PhD, and I successfully done that. Well, I say successfully. I managed to get the parallelization working, but then the code crashed this weekend, which is one of the other bad things that happened to me. But the important point is the code parallelized, and you know, I actually managed to do that. So that's a thumbs up. I'm now running the code again, and hopefully it will actually complete this time. So, yay. In other PhD news, I have been doing a little bit more theory. So I've been doing some maths after having written up Having written up the work that I've been doing recently, I realised that there was a mathematical error in one of my derivations, and so I had to, well, actually not so much an error, just something I hadn't considered. So I had to fix that, and that's now been done. I've been sort of doing a little bit of maths on the side, and that's now been added to my report. And the most significant thing I've been doing is going back and reading papers again. Now, I'm a third year PhD, and by this point you might think that I should have read every paper on the subject that I'm doing, right? And the answer to that is kind of yes, but mostly no. At the start of the PhD here at Exeter, they make you do a literature review, so they ask you to read all the papers that have anything to do with your subject. And I did that, and I wrote it all up in a big document called a literature review, and that was great. But it's been a while since I've actually looked at the papers since, because I've just been doing something that is so completely different from what's happened before that I haven't needed any literature. So I've been working on my own, and consequently I've forgotten a large part of the scientific literature on the subject. So for the past 2 weeks, what I've been doing is looking through key papers from the field and basically reading them in detail and writing them up in scientific language called LaTeX. It's a scientific typesetting language which makes everything look really gorgeous. It's going to be what I'll write my thesis in. So I've been converting large sections of these papers, adding my own stuff to it, and then writing out the equations in LaTeX so that I can hopefully copy and paste it into the background chapter of my thesis, which I'd like to get finished in the next couple of months. But back to the green screen. Yeah, what you're looking at here is a failure. What is this video? You might have seen on my Twitter or on my Facebook that I have been trying to shoot this weekend my crash course series. I have written rather extensive scripts for crash course in the atmosphere and the stratosphere, and I wanted to film it in front of a green screen, and I wanted to be able to sort of, in a very SciShow-esque way, be able to cut me out of the background and put me over stuff. You could put equations, you could move me around the frame, you know, give me lots and lots of creative freedom. But in order to do that, I would need a green screen, and this is a green screen, but it's unfortunately not a very good one. Now, part of that is the green screen's fault, because you might see here, or here, that's probably a better one, very large creases. And basically, if you're shooting on a green screen, creases are the enemy. You can't have creases, because you won't get what's called a good key. I took this down, ironed it, and then found out that no matter what I did, I couldn't get creases out, and I've managed to, I don't know if you'll actually be able to see it, put large iron marks in the sheet where I've melted it. So this was a complete and utter disaster. I have spent the best part of this weekend constructing this studio with lights and sound just up here in this green screen and everything in the old office, and moving everything around, and I am going to get precisely no crash course videos out of it. So it's a complete failure. Very quickly, for those of you who are interested, this is my setup at the moment. I have 2 photocell softboxes here, basically as 2 key lights. I kind of have a hair light from this, but I don't really have one, so it's a 2-point lighting setup. For my audio, up here, there is a Rode video mic. That was probably deafening. And that's on a 3.5mm cable extender, which is going down here. I don't actually, no, it's not on screen. but there's a Zoom H4n portable audio recorder, and that's recording on there, and I sync it up with my Canon 600D in post. And then that's on a boom pole, which I recently got. And then this behind me is a travesty. But as I was talking about in my last video, it's not a failure, because I haven't failed to learn from this. I know that I am not going to buy a plastic green screen in the future. I am going to buy a cotton one that, if it comes with creases, I can iron and get rid of them. So I've learned not to make that mistake. I've learned how to put this frame up. I've learned that the lighting of the green screen is very important. Like, I'm trying to use the lights up here as well as these two soft boxes that I have as part of my setup. And I have learned technical things about this. So I feel awful at the moment. I have had a terrible, terrible weekend trying to get this to work and finding out that my bike is broken and it's going to cost 150 quid to repair. And I've got a cold and I just had to sing in a really long service and my voice is caning at the moment. But, you know, yes, I'm having an awful weekend, but I'm learning from this. And the next time I do it, it will be better. I refuse to consign myself, basically, to this weekend being an abject failure. I refuse to let myself fail. I have to have learned something from this, or I may as well have not bothered getting up on the past 2 days. That is not acceptable, so I am gonna damn sure that I learned from this. Although in the meantime, like right now, this vlog was meant to be very happy and positive and talking about my PhD calendar and all the wonderful work that I've been getting up to. And I have talked about that. But we all have off days. We all have days when things don't go quite right. And today is that for me, but I am not gonna let it beat me. I'm gonna make damn sure that it doesn't beat me. As a result, there might be a slight delay in the crash course videos coming out because I'm away next weekend in Madrid. But we'll see. I'm gonna order a new green screen and we're gonna try again, because I'm not gonna let myself be let myself be beaten by my own tongue, by my failures. I'm not gonna let them wear me down and stop me from doing the things I wanna do. I'm sorry, future Simon, for you editing this, because I have no idea how you're gonna make this mess into a decent video. Hopefully the next video coming out on this channel will be a crash course video. It might be that I do another vlog, like as a stopgap. And for people who are asking, yes, I will be doing a day in the life of a PhD student sometime soon. Not quite sure yet, but it is coming in the next few weeks. And because I don't require advanced technology for it, it should actually come out when I want it to. Thanks for listening to me whinge and bitch and moan for the past however many minutes this video turns out to be. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. And it was completely unrelated to the point of the program, so I basically lost a whole bunch of productivity because of a mistake. Again.
Peter, darling, where are we? Oh, is this a video? This is a video, yes. It's a video. We're at the airport, Simon. We're about to get on our EasyJet flight to Stuttgart. Why are we going to Stuttgart? We're going there for a chapel choir, Simon. This is the chapel choir behind me. Aren't they lovely?